Hey guys, it's Josh, one of the members of the Great Saiyamen. I'm back again with our new series, which I said, making a rogue. Harry posted the video with Can We Rogue It? I guess we go for Can We Rogue It, because it's now officially on there. So, we did Hercule last week. We went 3-1 in, I said 16, actually it was an 18-man locals. That's my bad. Thank you, Marcus, for posting a small little edit just like in the middle here. I think it was around there. Where he was like, 18! I was like, yeah, thank you. I sold myself short, apparently. It went really well, and we put it up on Reddit, and I got a bunch of requests. I know what I'm going to be doing next. I'll put that on at the end of the video. I'll kind of tell you what leader I'm going to be doing next. God help me. But this week, we're going to do Jiren. We're going to do a Universe 11 deck using the Ultimate Box leader of Jiren, which is the Quad Strike leader. When you've got 9 Universe 11 in your drop, you can warp them to give the leader Quad Strike. So I'm building a deck around this. It's all about having board presence, but you've got backups by having Universe 11s in the drop. You can go for a massive Quad Strike finish. The only leader that, to my knowledge, has the ability to kill you at full life in one hit. I don't think any other cards other than Jiren cards can do that, of the exception of Victory Strike, which is even more crazy, and much easier to get out, because the conditions to getting most of these Jirens out are pretty crazy. So, I can actually, we'll have them posted on the screen here so we can talk about them individually. There is Absolute Justice Jiren. That one here. So this one basically is a 35k quad striker. He's one of my game enders. Ideally, I can get him out turn 5 if I have enough Universe 11 stuff on the board. Doesn't always go according to plan, but it's a nice backup plan. The great thing about him is when you play him, all your opponent's cards that are in rest mode, including their energy, gets put to the drop. So you can really mess somebody up with this if you do it properly. The other one, that is the really scary one, which is another optional game ender, which quite ties in well with the leader, is Jiren Universe's Strongest, which is this one. Yeah, so he's a 40k quadruple striker with deflect, and he can't be countered or blocked. So that's a lot of damage you can do. He's a 12 drop, but becomes a 6 drop if you have, I believe it is 9 Universe 11 cards in the drop as well. So you can see there's a theme going on here. You either establish board presence and go for Absolute Justice, which is, to be honest, the harder one to pull off, or you go Jiren's Universe Strongest, and by turn 6 you can pull that out. Or, play off your leader. Get a bad ring in there, you can really mess somebody up by hitting for quadruple strike to the face. Just setting up your drop is the difficult part. So you need a lot of stalling, and the deck can do that well, however, it does struggle against certain archetypes. Been playtesting it a lot. So I've made myself a deck list. I am, after refining it like 3 or 4 times, I am finally happy with it. I'm going to be taking that to our locals. We'll give it a try, give it a run through, see what happens. Fingers crossed, guys. I'll do some videos of the actual day as well. So you guys will see me playing and see who my opponents are as well as what I'm up against. We'll do a few video cuts, see how the actual deck functions and does. And then I'll post back to you guys as soon as I know. So, transition to the games.
Alright, first game, guys, is Jiren vs Saiyamen. Pete and Ollie here playing Genemma Mill versus Slow. Everyone else is doing great. God! I need somebody to help me. So I lost against Saiyamen, and now I'm playing against. Oh, good. Oh shit! I just put my phone away. I'm really. Marcus. That's a face I'm pulling right now against this stupid fucking matchup.
You see this card now, right? This is my card.
This is your card.
And this one.
So yeah, Saiyamen's pretty bad.
I'll just play both decks.
And now I'm playing Demegra. I don't think we're going to do well, guys.
Just be happy.
I don't think we're going to do well.
Just be happy.
I really don't want to play anymore. We'll see you soon. Alright, so we're round 3. I'm against Kyle, who fucking killed me last time. He's got the victory strike going with the freezer. So I'm probably going to lose to that this time, but we'll see how we go. You know, this is a legit matchup for the show, man. Look at this. This is canonical. So predictably, I got victory strike. It was hard though. That one off minus Keely zone just won the game.
Even the turn I go off, I can just play, draw an extra card, and untap the energy straight away.
So far, not doing great. 1-2. If I can get one more win, it might be alright. Hopefully next game I can get one. So yeah, but Kyle, really good player, so no sadness moving to him. It's all good. Right, that was the last game. I'm playing against good old Axel here, who got screwed over with this. He drew 4 of these, but none Roshis.
You don't need Roshi.
You don't need Roshi.
You don't need Roshi.
No, but it's really actually upsetting. Yeah. So Jiren did manage to beat the Broly, but we got 2-2 today, guys. Quad strike, yeah, but he was on 1 health. It was very good, so it doesn't really count. He went all in with the GT Gokus, and I happened to have everything I needed in hand to hold, and I had 4 super combos. Went really well then, but thanks Axel for the game. And what else was wrapping up? Where's Pete?
Okay, then we'll use all legs.
Where's Pete gone? Pete, give us a victory, a thumbs up. That's not fair. Why'd you look strained like you're having a poo? What a hero. I'm just saying good job.
Oh, cheers. Yeah, deck profile coming soon.
Yes, we're first up player.
Hey guys, welcome back. It is Josh, one of the members of the Great Saiyamen here again, and I am back after a pretty hectic locals. I did, as promised, play Jiren, our ultimate warrior, the explosive power Jiren quadruple strike leader. Now, yeah, I ended 2-2 today. It was a tough battle. I learned a lot about playing the deck online and doing a lot of kind of testing with it. As a kind of rogue niche deck, I think it has some decent matchups. Now, to get you guys an idea of what I played against today, I lost my first game against a Mass Saiyan deck. The crit pressure on Jiren himself, really hard to stop that. You really need to be able to draw into your negates, get established a board. What you want to do is, the main combo of the deck is against the aggro decks, I want to get an Ox King on the board as well as the Zoirei blockers. These are the ones that the 5k blockers that they'll drop when you block an attack. They don't die the first time in battle. They need to be struck again. And if you can establish a good board with 1 or 2 blockers, give them barrier, you can really set up a really strong board. Unless they Kami it or something like that, but then they're basically going to be negging their whole turn just to destroy your established board. It's what I'd like to do against Mass Saiyan. What happened was I got hit a lot. I managed to use, I kept on drawing into, like the first 2 turns I had no Universe 11s in my hand I could drop to draw. It was crazy, my mulligan was terrible. And what ended up happening was eventually I got the Dispose in hand with a combo to play on the field. I did that, went down to 3 life, I was comboing to save myself, and then he had 5 energy. He Xeno Evolves on his Bardock, gets the triple strike Bardock on the board. I had nothing in hand to crush a ball or negate the attack. He straight up killed me, I had nothing. The crit pressure was insane, and I really struggled with that game. Second game I played was against Marcus's Demigra again. He actually made some modifications to his deck from last time, using the power booster stuff. Did not come through for him. Demigra has been always a bad matchup for me when I play in Jiren. I've got a lot of experience playing against it now, so I just kept my board clear and went for the quadruple strike on leader, and it worked, but he was not able to put as much pressure on me as he'd liked. So I think he's learned a lot about how he wants to play his Demigra deck. My third match was against Victor Strike Universe 7. There's no way I'm going to win that. It's so difficult to do anything to Universe 7 Frieza. You literally just have to play super defensively and safe around the idea of just getting a board established. And I was dumping cards left and right and center to draw into Zoireis. I needed a barrier blocker. I needed a blocker on the field that I could use to defend myself. And I had 3 Ox Kings in hand at one point. After Mulligan, I had 3 Crusher Balls. So it basically devolved to the point where I played a Kunshi on the board on turn 2, started taking my life. It get to the point where he had 5 energy after objection. I was playing against my friend Kyle, and he literally plays a 5-drop Goku. I crush a ball immediately. Puts it in defense mode, puts it in rest mode. Here comes the old Yu-Gi-Oh player coming in. And I struggled then to kind of follow it up with anything. I couldn't kill it, I didn't have the power in my hand to kill it or do anything else, and I knew he had another one in hand anyway. My plan was to keep using the crusher balls to keep basically negating and slowing him down. Still looking for a Zoirei. Still couldn't find one. No blockers. Could not establish a board. So I didn't bother playing the Ox Kings until I was ready for it. What ended up happening? He next turned did the minus Achilles zone. So the 2 crusher balls in my hand was basically negged. And then he victory struck me. I could do nothing. The matchup was totally... like I had no chance of winning that matchup when that point came up. So my final game was against their Broly VR player who was playing Yellow Broly. And they was going for the GT package triple flash build. This one was really good for me because what I ended up doing is I was able to kill his momentum entirely. I basically dropped any premise of using the 2 big Jiren cards, the Absolute Justice and the 12 drop that turns into a 6 drop. I ignored that they existed. I charged them, I comboed with them to defend myself. Every time he played a card that was dangerous to me, I crusher balled it. The one time he tried to bad ring it, I bad ringed his bad ring. Just put loads of pressure on. came to the point where he burnt out so many cards trying to kill me. At one point, he went really aggressive on me, and thanks to my tuppers as well as drawing of leader, I had 4 super combos in hand. I defended myself entirely, completely stopped his attacks, kept myself at 2 life. He couldn't finish me off. Next turn, I attack him, quadruple strike. He had 2 health. It was completely unnecessary, but I managed to get a win, and that was against Axel. It was a really tough game. Don't get me wrong, but I managed to set the tempo in that game and somehow come out on top. So 2-2. Now, the really annoying thing is, I do think Jiren actually is playable. He's not fantastic, no. He's not a trash tier deck, though, by any means. I think, honestly, against Milnemba, as well as a skillless Goku deck, he actually has a place. He's actually pretty decent. You have a lot of power from stuff like, just your quadruple striking your leader makes Milnemba fear you. Because he's going to mill your Universe 11s, you're going to build up a hand size, and ideally what you want to do is get Milnemba to 4 health, get to the position where you're going to get them to 4, just before they awaken, you go for the quadruple strike so they can't negate with their leader effect, and then you finish them off with a huge combo. That is the idea. I had playtested this a bunch, and it works. The issue is I didn't draw into that. I didn't get any Milnembas today. There's only 2 people playing Milnemba today, unfortunately, which is very uncommon for our locals. The other person I was actually looking to play against is Skillz Goku. Now, this card, I will quickly show you. The one that really comes handy against that deck is the Infinite Alertness. No, that's not the one. Apologies. I'm so prepared, guys. I had this all. Secret Vitality Jiren. It is a free drop. Marcus, I'm sure, will pop it up on screen so you can see it as well. Secret Vitality Jiren, I can play it and then drop a yellow card from my hand and KO 2 cards in rest mode. You can really pop off those really powerful skillless cards that they're using to hit you. And the other big thing I had tech for this, I was going to put Nimbus in the deck. I decided against using Flying Nimbus and went for a Kokiri Zone instead, which is the... this one specifically is... If I can show you that one as well. This is the Universe 11 specific negate. You can negate an attack and then choose one of your opponent's cards and put them into rest mode. Really nice. Was a really big momentum killer for a lot of different decks. I don't think like people play wide enough now that you really need to utilize Flying Nimbus 100% of the time. So instead of negating 2 cards from my hand, I could just play Kokiri Zone and stop 2 attacks. 9 times out of 10 when I played it, I would figure it would be better than using Nimbus. And then I have the Time Magic as well to help me out for that. All in all, Jiren is a fun leader. I don't think he's trash. I think as a rogue deck he has viability. I just don't think he's as good as... If you want an easy time, there's so many other different leaders to play. He is fun, don't get me wrong. You are building basically to the whole premise of the deck is to build to a position where you can quad strike somebody. The issue with him is you have to wait till turn 5 or 6 to get going. And that's a long time. Like a really long time to wait. And you feel it in game. It really, really sucks. When you can't, like, there's no feasible way for you to save yourself. You're literally just holding on as hard as you can to just get to the point where you can quadruple strike somebody. And it is difficult to be able to finish somebody off with it. But that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. The deck is a hell of a lot of fun to play. I feel like they might at some point in the future hopefully update it, and I'd like that, so we can get some more kind of interesting, diverse Jiren builds going. Me and Marcus were actually discussing the premise of building a deck which is just about getting Universe 11s to drop and drawing up, and then going for the quad strike. Perfectly good idea. I still think it's quite viable. The only difference is you really have to watch your ratios, because to make the deck work you need a lot of the Universe 11 cards, which means to utilize the ability properly, you need to definitely have those Universe 11s. Yeah. That's one of the things about tournament power decks. You have to utilize the tournament power cards specifically to make them work. But anyway, I had a lot of fun. That's the important thing I'm taking from this. I had a lot of fun. I definitely have to run it again in the future. Maybe we can get an update to it when something else comes out that could utilize and use it well. The big saving cards for me was Zoiray and Infinite Alertness Dispo. Like, they're so good. Those blockers. A defensive board for this deck. Get those blockers on the board and hold. And you can do so much with them. They're so important. I cannot stress enough how good those cards were and how helpful they were in nearly every single game I played them. But yeah, a lot of fun, guys. It's definitely going to be me moving on next week with a new deck. Now, I put it on Reddit and took a few recommendations. Y'all want me to suffer because I'm playing Teen Gohan next week. Teen Gohan is the Set 2 leader, the Father-Son Kamehameha. The whole idea is swinging and attacking with your leader And if you're awakened, you can remove your drop from the game, get 5k and triple strike. But if they survive, you lose the game. That when your turn's over, the game's lost. So I'm going to have to build a deck based on that. I have ideas. I have a lot of ideas. I'm going to try and make them work. But I can imagine this is probably end in shambles. However, I would definitely much like anyone in the comment section, also anyone who maybe sees this on Reddit, because I'll be posting up on there as well. If you have a recommendation for a leader you'd like me to try next, please post it. Let me see. I wanted to hear some discussions. The whole purpose of this whole series is to try out weird rogue decks and see what can work. I'd love to see what you'll come up with. But then, well, fingers crossed I can pull something off. You know, I'm testing these terrible leaders, so you don't have to, guys. It's part of the fun of this. I'm having a lot of fun, though, regardless. So, guys, this is Josh from the Great Saiyamen. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching.